Yes.
Okay, hi. Hello, hey. Ke Manaka Ranaka, and an award-winning South African TV actress. And I'm here because of the students. Yeah, let's do this.
Thanks, Ma. It means a lot to us for you coming here with us. I've been like seeing some of the things online, and I have noticed that you do love the tattoos on your body, but
I'm shit
putting
scared.
the tattoo.
I'm shit scared. Yeah, I'm one of those.
No.
Yeah.
So like, I saw like your daughter. She decided to take you for a tattoo and all the stuff. You deciding to say no, I want to do the tattoo with her. What does that mean for you to make that decision?
Look, I have a very serious fear of needles, you know, so injection, it's a tough subject for me, you know, so I didn't do this because of sentiments only, but also because of not trying to get over my fear, but it's something I've been wanting to do, but I just never had the guts to do it. So yeah, I cried, I prayed, I sang, yeah.
Praying.
Yeah.
You're praying during that tattoo.
Yeah.
Does it, like the tattoo that you put that day, does it maybe have a special meaning to you?
Yes, it's extremely symbolic. It's a tattoo of elephants. I being the mommy elephant, and I've got 3 children, and there's 3 elephants that follow the mommy elephant. So yeah. It symbolizes my children and myself. Yeah.
You know, man, there's one of the things recently, I think it's one of the things that leads to people, let's say celebrities, somehow to feel like they're not successful enough, because the audience or maybe the people or the fans who love them, they kind of assume that they're this kind of successful, and only to find that not all of them that's successful. And as a matter of fact, you even find that even other celebrities in the industry, they kind of brag around each other to say you are not successfully enough. What kind of comments that you can give to the public about the success of people on the screen?
Look, like as they say, you're as good as your last job, right? Your success cannot be my success. So the amount of work I put in, without the monetary, you know, value towards it, right? Because some of us see success as something else, not being rich. Some may see it as being rich, and some of us don't. Some of us don't work for awards, nor do we work towards, you know, having the highest paycheck. You know, we do this, you know, this creative thing because we love it. You know, because it somehow runs in the blood. Somehow, we don't know how, but it somehow runs in the blood. Somehow, you know, once you get bitten, particularly by the acting bug, it's pretty hard to want to let go. You know, and also for the love of pleasing audiences and for the love of also telling stories, you see. So my success may be the amount of shows I've been on, or it may be, you know, the amount of productions or producers that I have come across and, you know, become very close acquaintances with, you know, while somebody else's would be a flashy car, you know. So I think in terms of success, it's how you personally weigh it, you know. I mean, for example, me, when I could say I'm finally successful, is if I have an F-150, a Ford F-150, and a fucking farm. That's success to me, you know. Somebody else, it might be a mansion, and those tiny cars that can go under a truck that cost millions. So you see, success is weighed differently as per individual. So.
No, thanks a lot, because it's important. Sometimes whenever we see people on the screen, we kind of assume their successes. And then another thing I'm interested in knowing about you, I know you're a mother, you're a wife, you're an actress.
No. I'm not married.
Oh, sorry,
yeah.
So like, you're an actress, you're a businesswoman. We all have beliefs. So do you believe in some African traditions?
I'm African. There is no other belief for me but what Africans believe in.
Because sometimes we tend to be westernized. We forsake our African.
I mean, I'll make an example right now, Natasha, who is beaming and glowing, Natasha Tahani. Yes, she's beaming, she's glowing, she's got the preggy glow, and she revealed her pregnancy, and what did South Africa do? They ostracized her. When Rihanna did the same thing, everybody was celebrating Rihanna. Rihanna trended, And when Tash does it, she gets told about African beliefs and African culture and African this and sit with this, sit with that. And if you were to basically go back to way back in time, before we were colonized, we showed our bellies. You know what I mean? This is for pregnant women. You know what I mean? All those things that come with what women should do, what men should do, sexism, all of it, including homophobia, it came with the West. You know what I mean? So I firmly believe in Africanism, and if you're gonna believe in Africanism, you can't just go to when we started wearing pants. You need to go when we were go way back to when we were still bare, before the white man came through, and forced his tricks down our throats and made them seem normal.
One of the comments that you made in our previous interviews, you said, Tori, you don't want someone to use you as an Uber to the industry. You want
go work hard. No, fuck it. It's okay. Like, how are you gonna get it? Like Zola, was it Zola who said it, or Mendoza? Every time I get people in who wants to be in the industry and they ask me, help me in, or whatever the case may be, I always ask them, is that what you would approach a doctor and say? A lawyer, Look, I cannot agree, right? I found my way into the industry, and I'm not saying that I don't want to open up the industry. That's not my responsibility, right? My responsibility is to work hard and make sure that I attain what I have to attain. Why do you want shortcuts? How about that shortcut? There's plenty of the passage. Yeah, dry out like you are that side. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So if I give you everything, without you working hard for it, you're not going to respect it. Trust me, we'll be back here again. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's kind of tricky. I know there are young people acting on Generation. One of the young people, she's acting. By the way, you are loose on Generation. So let's say you are wearing the garment of loose or the cloth of loose right now. So she's acting as one of your daughters in Generation. So I had rumors, I don't know how far true it is. They said that girl, she attends school here.
Yeah, she's a student at Wits.
Yeah. So maybe looking at her side, she's still doing her degree and now she's working. What kind of advice that you can give to drama kids who want to be in the industry while they're still studying?
That's a very, very personal choice because it comes with a lot of hard work.
Yes.
If you feel as though doing both might just give you some sort of anxiety, just don't do it. It's not worth it. Your health, particularly your mental health, is very important. Yes. If it means that you must lay down and study the whole entire 3 years or 4 years without working, it's still okay. You don't have to. You know what I mean? I know that times are very tough. And kids are forced to start working while studying. I really think that it's a lot to take, considering the fact that you have this schedule, to accomplish, and there's another schedule that is highly demanding, which is work. You know what I mean?
Cool.
So if you can do it, and you don't have any type of depression or anxiety or any other mental illness, I'd say go ahead, and if you can stomach it, but it doesn't make you better than, those that you left behind, to study, Number two, it takes money to get to work, You know, you don't just get to work mahala. So I'm like taxi or Uber or something of that sort, right? So there's a lot of things that you need to look into, you know, when you are a teenager, young adult who's studying and working at the same time. You know, we make it look easy. But it really isn't, you know. I know the amount of times Didi has to, you know, be back and forth, or sometimes even stay over a bit late so she can study. You know, it's those little sacrifices that one has to make. Are you going to be able to do so? Because work is also very tiring.
No, thanks, Ma. That's very mindful. We have also, like, for the number of years, decades that you have been in the industry, I think you can do more offsets than just acting. Maybe you can do directing and some other stuff. You are well experienced and knowledgeable. So we have film students who have this ambition to say, I want to have my own short film before I graduate. I want to pitch to Netflix, to Showmax. I want to pitch to like whatever production company. But they don't have finance to start that small project or whatever idea they have. What are your views or comments on that?
I mean, when big guns like myself are still struggling to get in that way, you know, it doesn't take my sister being there for me to be there, you know. You really have to be at the right space at the right time. You know what I mean? So, for example, you know, I've pitched a show to Mzansi Magic, and when I did, they told me, Oti, they're not doing comedy anymore. You know what I mean? You go to SABC and somebody just puts your paperwork right there at the bottom of everybody else's and whatever. You know, whatever it is that delays the process, you know, when it can happen to big guns like ourselves, trust me, it will happen to, you know, the up and coming as well. So each time one goes and pitches, there's nothing wrong with being ambitious, right? But for me, I highly respect somebody who's realistic. Yeah, but so if you haven't produced anything yet, don't even touch Netflix. Don't, you know, don't even touch Showmax and them. You know, start small, you know what I mean? There's that platform, Mzansi Magic, Mzansi Bioscope, I think. I think ETV has some of those as well. I'm not too sure about SABC, you know, but I think there are those little platforms, and not forgetting the ones outside of TV and those large streaming, you know, services, you know, like Netflix and them, you know. I would say if you really want to test yourself and see if you can, you know, if you have staying power, start a YouTube channel, you know, start some sort of, you know, Facebook live thingamajiggy or whatever the case may be. Shoot something, showcase it on Facebook, see if you can pull in the audience, you know what I mean? At the same time, like I said earlier on, that being ambitious is, you know, it's quite a cool thing as well. So I'm not saying completely no. If you try them and they let you down, the big guns, well, Netflix, you know, some will tend to be very angry about it and you know, start cursing and whatever the case may be. And that is just life. Today it might rain and you may not get wet, and tomorrow if it rains again, you might just get wet. So it's that thing, you know, so you need to weigh your options as well. Sometimes you start very big, you end up like very small. And if you start very small, you know, take it like any business, like giving birth to a child, and you groom it, you will enjoy, you know, the fruits of your labor. But once you start extremely big, now having to top that, that's the challenge.
In other words, you're saying you must know how to deal with pressure, or maybe go hungry before you have...
No, what I'm basically saying is that start small. Yeah, just start small, you know, and grow into bigness instead of starting very big and growing into, you know, smallness, you know, because, I mean, say, for example, first-time athlete, you know, first time go to the Olympics saying, wawina, wena, you know, wawina. Fresh in next Olympics. So that's 4 years later, hey? So you need to keep up with that number one position, because it's very hard to maintain. Ask Cast out about. Because sometimes you keep up with it, you get what? Expelled.
No, that's very good. Like, I know you because of TV. I know you as an actress, and just curious to know more about you. What are other things that you do besides acting or than be on the screen?
Okay, I am a trainee director, multicam. That's what I'd like to specialize in. On the side, I also would like to, produce, and this is like been like a 15-year dream. It's not happening because when you have lines to learn, you never have time for yourself, let alone your family or, the people close to you. So other things that I do, well, besides sleeping.
Yeah, you don't like get involved in community programs and stuff like that?
I used to. I used to get involved a lot in community, work and stuff, But as an Aryan, I'm very quick to give up, especially when people aren't appreciative. Yeah, I don't care about respond. If you don't appreciate, things that you wouldn't have gotten, or appreciate the cleanliness that we're trying to, then stay in your dirt, you know what I'm trying to say. So sometimes doing things for community, which is a good thing, can be very, very tiresome, people start becoming very, what's the English word, entitled, people start treating you like wabagoloda and stuff. So let them go hungry a bit, let them miss the, the she could have, you know what I mean. In due time, when things are up and running with my foundation, probably then I'll be able to do it way better than I did without the foundation.
You're not holding like acting workshops, getting involved like?
No. I mean, I don't think actor.
It's a gift actually.
Like, yes, there's techniques that I can, help people with, but I cannot teach you how to fucking act. Like, for the life of me, I cannot. I really can't. So either you have it or you don't. I'm that kind of believer, you see. Because of the amount of time I've been in the industry and having wasted some of my time, with professionals that aren't really professional, that can't really do it, I don't know how they got in, maybe bafagiwe, yeah, so no, I don't even think I will be hosting any acting workshops. If I do, it'll be a miracle. Yeah.
No, ma. Sometimes whenever we see people on the screen that we love, that we look as role models in life, we tend to think, this one is living a very glamorous life. They don't have temptations and all that stuff. Do you have some kind of experience where you are going through the most in life and your career maybe was threatened, something like that?
When I was 12 years old, no, 13 I think, to be quite correct, this little white friend of mine, she's a tiny little girl, Alicia, she asked me, why do I not get mad once a month, and do I not get period pain or whatever the case may be? Yes. And I'm like, you don't have to know if I'm going through the most, you know what I mean? For as long as I am able to psych myself, I'm a firm believer in psyching yourself, you know what I mean? I would psych myself and say, well, tomorrow will be a better day, you know what I mean? So that's what I told her, Gucci, look, when things are rough, or if I'm in pain, I don't need to scream so everybody knows that I'm in pain. If there's no like open wound here where you can see that, oh, she's hurt, like why am I screaming? Like, why give out attention, for nothing? I mean, and well, they were the types, oh my gosh, I can't, like, nah, I just took it in, So to answer your question, we are all individuals, and we are all battling different demons, right? And whatever you're battling, I may not be battling. Maybe your problems, if you hear my problems, you'll say, oh, you know what I mean? So I literally believe in psyching oneself. Psych yourself, tell yourself, remind yourself that tomorrow will be a better day. It doesn't rain forever.
Do you maybe have time where you go for therapy? Because like acting...
No.
Really?
No.
Because like acting, you can find that the production or maybe the team, they expect you to shoot maybe 15 episodes, maybe scenes a day.
I won't do that. No.
That's a lot to take in.
No. Like, I'm not gonna. Look, I've been offered roles Kumabango so many times because I know that they shoot 30-something items in a day. I refuse. I'm not something that is inhuman. I need to go home. I need to have time with my family. You can't just, hijack me and then want me to learn your 39 scenes for tomorrow. When am I going to have like time for my family? When am I going to have time for myself? That's why there's a lot of mental nutcases in the arts industry. People just don't know how to say no. You think you're going to lose your job? Yeah, I lose it, so what?
Yes, yeah.
You'll find another one. You know what I mean? I mean, my introduction into the industry was being fired. So
it's like musician also, you can find that someone has maybe 3 performances in a week.
You're gonna die on the road. You're gonna die on the road.
You have to rehearse throughout the week for you to perform and all this stuff, interviews and all this.
Besides all of that, they will take bookings of like 5 bookings around the country, all right, in one weekend. You'll die on the road if you don't. If your love for money supersedes your love for your own life, you will die on the road. Trust me, you'll die on the road. You spoke of musicians, nah? They drink, some take drugs, they travel, all hours, And who's to say that your driver, who maybe does not drink, is not going to fall asleep? He's human, as a robot. So he will be fatigued at some point. So and then if he falls asleep on the wheel, while because you're gonna die on the fucking road. So I would look, as much as money is so important, you need to literally put your life first, because you're not gonna take it down with you. You know what I mean?
We have like bloggers on YouTube, on Facebook, on Instagram. Like whenever a TV personality or a celebrity post something that maybe they are going through or it's just happened for a day, they kind of sensationalize
it.
Yes. To get views and just to bring attention to people. Like people, they love to be paparazzi, which they are not. They love like digging deeper into people's personal life. They don't just take what you're giving them, they want to know more. Like, have you ever experienced such, and how do you deal with it?
I laugh it off. I sometimes even comment. Yeah. I laugh it off. Like, you have no idea what you're talking about. So, it's really sad that our media space and journalism has, gotten to a point where they just take posts and make articles of them. Where I come from, you would get calls. People would want to talk to you. That's journalists. They want to talk to you. They want to interview you. They want to get your side of the story. Now, lately, I post something and tomorrow it's on Live Times as an article. For me, that just spells out bloody lazy. You could have called me. I mean, we have our managers' details on our bios, on our, social media pages. So you could have just picked up the phone and, or airtime.
No, like me, right now I don't have airtime. Like,
so if you don't have airtime, you're gonna go to my post and write an article about it. She was changing nappies yesterday.
Like, even right now, there are things that I wish I can play on the screen, but because I don't have the permission to, I don't wanna get myself into trouble. So like, if I'm not permitted, or maybe I don't have a permission from the owner, I won't play anything.
Yes.
If I don't have maybe more knowledge about anything that I want to say on social media about you, I won't make a comment.
Definitely. So you see those that do are infringing.
No,
they are. They're taking our pictures. Kuranje, we haven't gotten to a point where we are fucking suing everybody. Once we start doing that, they will stop.
Just go on Instagram.
Yeah, you must pay me for my pictures. Can't just take my pictures that I took. I could have paid someone to come and take pictures. I paid somebody. That was a service paid. And you're going to go and screen grab go social media and plaque it on your newspaper and say, Nai article, is all.
But you don't talk about these things whenever like you meet as the people who are in the industry.
I don't meet with people in the industry.
Really?
I have my own people. You know,
Yeah.
I don't believe that. Look, I didn't go to varsity, so I don't have a clique in the industry. You know what I mean? So I've had countless colleagues that have become friends, right? But they also have their own clique. You know, just because we met at work doesn't mean that now we must become friends. Yeah, and I like my personal space, and I like my niggas. You know.
As just want to take a quote from Generation. It's related to Nontle's role. I don't know how maybe you analyze the story that is currently happening, but one thing that Ntate Cele said to her, he was like, she's going far in life, but she needs someone to guide her. She's going far in that podcast thing that she's doing, but she needs someone to guide her. And in a manner or perspective in which he's saying, he's kind of meaning he needs him as a man who has power, as a man who's owning the company. Because she's a female young person, she cannot go to wherever she wanna go in life without him like putting him in that position. What are your comments about the challenges that young female are facing, looking at the role that currently Nontle is playing?
You know, it's the saddest part about this thing is that we have you know, old females, you know, who are doing exactly the same thing to young males. Yeah, but so it's not a female thing as per se. Yeah, because of the ratio, yeah, it'll look like it's happening to us more now, and also because of the past, where predominantly would be the man in charge of almost everything, including the house. So there's challenges everywhere you go in life. You know, if you're not a determined person to fight your way through, you might end up falling in a trap where you will end up believing that you need an old goon to help you get far in life. My question has always been, if this person who says is my mentor drops dead tomorrow,
what's gonna happen?
What's gonna happen? You know, where am I gonna get the courage from to continue if I didn't even have the courage, you know, to take myself there with or without them? You know what I mean? So I would just maybe basically say that never ever depend on anyone to take you where you want to be. I get it's all in your head.
Yes.
You can articulate it all you want, but for as long as you have that picture in your head of where you want to end up, it's only seen by you. I can't see it, you know. In the spirit of helping you out, I may be using you or exploiting you. Yeah, but so like I just said now, gather whatever it is you need to gather within yourself to make sure that you get to where you want to be. You know, not where someone else can take you, because sometimes it just never happens. Ask a lot of females in the industry, they will tell you. I get the other day no go trenda mang chikupu. Yeah. Chikupu ngwana batho tlhenge. Since I entered 3K1. You know, so we don't know what happened, you know, that made things, you know, pause for her for this long. Only she knows. So make sure, you know, when I was fired on Isitingo, I made sure that I was promised that I will never make it in this industry. I was told that they made me. That's a huge insult to my parents. Whatever minutes it took them to make me. So no producer can come and say or claim that they made me. Yes, you gave me an opportunity. You didn't make me. And I was told, so many negative things. And all I did was literally, I was like, hey, you know, I went back to my child. I went back to the child in me, and I literally pulled my tongue out and I blew it. You know what I mean? It made that sound. You know what it said to me? It said to me, "Batuhele, abakuiti, kwa otlofitla." You know what I mean? And kwa 20 years later, hakisofitla, I'm still. You know what I mean?
There, yes.
And then you guys want to come and pressurize us and ask us to be mentors when we are not yet ready to. Not come to me when I'm 60, guys. I'll mentor you all you want. No. Right now, I'm still fighting for my own dreams.
this is my belief. Like me, I don't have maybe a role model in life. If I see something positive in you that will work to edify my gift or whatever I want, I will just pick it. If I see something from Kanyumba, if I see something from anyone else, I just take what will work for me. So I don't kind of idealize to say this one, you see Thibaut Touch, he's my model. I don't do that. So I just take what will work for me and run with it.
Yeah.
So Ma, we have like kind of common thing, you and I. We are both human. One day we're gonna leave this earth. We're gonna go somewhere. I don't know where it is. People are assuming. I don't know where they know where we're going. But one day when you are no longer in this earth, have you maybe spoken with your family about your death wishes and how?
I mean, look, we've just spoken in passing, but I haven't really written things down. You know what I mean? So, because I haven't achieved things that I want to achieve, I can't be writing to wills and stuff. You know what I mean? So I'm not there yet. You know, if I die tomorrow, I'll die without a will. You know what I mean? So I believe Uguti. If it's not written down, it's not a wish. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I can say I've been saying long before COVID. What na ke jwamo the sandwiches, I go doing the sandwiches. I go to pay. I go to mo kitingana wa di jotse kana tsetlo salang le bo auntie ba di tlhogotse snacks ba utswa dijo. Look, I don't want any of that. But it's not jotted down. So if I die tomorrow, they will fucking call a catering company and make things, you know, a bit normal for them, right? But if it's written down, I'm sure they will be able to respect my death wishes.
Yeah, they will definitely. Like, it seems strange for me to watch myself maybe on the screen, on the tablet, on cell phone. Last night, I struggled to catch up from our previous interview. I can't have this feeling, I don't know, it happens to me only to say like my voice sounds so strange whenever I'm watching myself. I look so somehow in a different way, the way I perceive myself. Do you take time to watch yourself on the screen with your family, just and sit watching what you do?
No. No. No, it's not because I'm judging myself or I feel like I would have done that scene better or whatever. I just don't like soaps. I do not, not even a single American soapy that I watch. I just don't like watching soapies. I mean, I do watch the Ranakas, you know, but I'm into a different type of reality TV, so I don't watch it all the time. Look, like half the time I'm on catch up, watching it on catch up, you know, not as it is, you know what I mean? And also I try and avoid those Twitter spaces, man. If you want to be a happy person in life, avoid that space, because even those that deserve to be scrutinized are scrutinizing. And they're saying unnecessary things or whatever the case may be. So I don't like watching myself on television. I like watching other people on television.
No. It makes sense, ma. I just wanna thank you for coming and talk to us. It really means a lot to us. So just before we close our interview, I know like we have people in the audience. I just want to pick 2 questions. Whoever has a question that you want to ask her, whatever it is, just 2 people in the audience. Okay, Zanani?
I do have a question. Since you didn't study acting, and you say that like you don't feel like anyone should open doors like that for anyone, how would you advise someone who's in your position, would want to act, isn't studying acting, to get into that industry? Like, what would your advice or opinion be on that?
Look, if you believe in yourself, all right, and you know that, you know, you love animals so much, you know, that even when they got pets, and there was a kitten that was struggling, you helped it out, like you literally saved its life. Till I believe that at the end of the day, you will want to become a veterinarian, right? And say, for example, your marks don't add up, you know, to get you into, you know, probably a degree above it or whatever the case may be, you will find other ways. This is your journey, not ours, right? It's your journey. I'm trying to take back people to where they literally looked at themselves and found themselves to be that important that they would do whatever, you know, it takes to make sure that you want to get or you rather you get to where you want to be, right? So when I say that I don't have a drama degree, I did not study acting, I've never been to a single acting class, you know, from growing up, I knew that I can do this shit. You know, I knew it. You know, we did it almost like every week, Goskolong, you know, and you know who the kings and bosses are of, you know, the oral time in English classes or whatever class it is that has, you know, the orals, you know, and they sometimes tell you to, you know, come up with a play or come and showcase this and that and that, you know what I mean? So with public speaking and being able to perform in front of an audience, meaning my classmates, you know, and the school at large, when we had plays, you know, I didn't lose confidence in myself when I stumbled across this industry, you know, because I didn't go looking for this industry. I literally stumbled across it. So the person who I can say discovered me was long gone. In the 80s.
Dancing music video.
No, she was an actress. Rosalind Ramopedi or something like that. You know, I forgot. It's been a long time since one had to mention her name. So she literally came to my. I was about 6 years old. Came to my parents, asked if I could come and star in some music video. You know, and yeah. So if there's a thing called law of attraction. You know, if you really want something that bad, you will attract it. It will happen. But if you go on asking people for either handouts or, you know, help me, you know, like the shortcutting, and I'd say, oh, I believe that you're only prolonging, you know, what could literally, you know, happen for you naturally. So I'm not opposed to helping out. I'm just opposed to literally guiding you, you know, telling you what to do, you know, because if I were to say to you right now, if you want to act, cry now. You know, cry like in Psyche Lady, you know what I mean? Would you be able to do it? If you really want it that bad, you will show me a tear. You know what I'm trying to say? So it's here. It's not out there. Somebody might lead you astray, baby. You know what I mean? A couch audition. You know, people have had their money stolen because so-and-so said, if you guys fork out money, we'll get you an audition, go Uzalo or Generations. That's not how it works. And those are people that mulume because they're not paying attention. You know, if you really want it that bad, you will know industry without anyone having to tell you. So yeah, it's your journey. See where to finish, because should anything happen, you don't want to be blaming other people. The blame should come to you.
Oh, thanks. One more question. Can go ahead.
Okay, so you mentioned Uti, sort of like the gift of acting is in your blood. So my question is it something that you're already seeing your children having an interest in? And is it, like, my question is sort of three-part. Is it something that you're encouraging them or encouraging in them? And yeah, sort of like what's your approach with kind of helping your children finding what they want to do with their lives?
Okay, I'll try to keep it short. I've got 3 children, right? The other one doesn't count because he's way too little. My 21-year-old daughter, she's studying agriculture right now, and she wanted to be a singer, right? I had enrolled her go after when COVID hit. So she didn't even attend a single class, you know, because there were steps that we were supposed to take to shorten her 5-year course to a 4-year course. So with that said, KG is a little bit undecisive, you know. I know for a fact that she wanted to be a veterinarian when she was growing up, you know what I mean? and so her marks did not, get her qualified for that. So, being her parent, knowing that my little one is a little indecisive, what I did, I pointed out agriculture, right? Because I know that I want to be a farmer, and I'd love my children to be involved in that, because for me, when we hit something like this again in the future, then at least we will have food security, and when she won't be singing on stages because the world will be shut down, right? Fine. So I suggested to her the agricultural thing, animal farming, which is quite close to her heart, the animals, right? So I'm straying her in which direction? Not in the direction that I want her to go. It's more like, okay, you didn't make it for being a vet, and it's not like you really wanted it, but I've seen your passion with animals or for animals, so I steered her in that route. She could have done plant farming, but I know, her strength is within animals, you know what I mean? And also I get to benefit at the end of the day, you see. And should she want to continue with her singing, she's always more than welcome to do it. Now, Naledi is the one, my 13-year-old, 14-year-old, that's the one that I see that she will be following in my footsteps, But at the same time, I continuously ask her, what else would you want to do besides this? I'm not trying to steer her away from it, or trying to protect her from the struggles of the industry. There's struggles in every single fucking industry, you know what I mean? So I'm trying to see if there's any other interests, should the time come and she can't get in here or get in there, there's, so that's how I do it. I want my children to be able to, express themselves when it comes to career guidance and and stuff. And sometimes we dream. She loves modeling more than the acting part, but when she's on set, she's amazing. I can easily see Naledi's doing what Tusombedu is doing. You know what I mean? Easily, But I need to also find out and tread quite carefully to see what other interests does she have, you know what I mean? So I've discovered 2 more interests, I'd like to discover more, so that it's not about following mommy's footsteps. It's about, her wanting to do it because she really loves it, you know what I mean? So I'm still a bit indecisive as to, is it my footsteps she's following it here, or is it because she really loves performing, Yeah, she's a little performer, that one. Yeah.
Now to some better, she's doing some amazing things.
She's doing amazing things, man. We didn't appreciate her when she was still this side. You see how we are.
Yeah. It's like I was saying last time to say there's this old lady. I think you know her. She just got robbed recently. Dr. Esther Nastogana Mahlang.
Oh, was she robbed?
Yes, I heard she got robbed.
Is it?
Yes, I heard something like that. So like that lady, she was discovered in Europe before she could be discovered in South Africa. She was going 2016, 2015 to perform at that site, meeting with John Legend. And when she got interviews on Ikwekwezi FM, I was listening.
Is this the painter?
Yes, the painter. Yes, from Siabus. Yeah. So like she was later discovered, honored by doctorate later on. Europe discovered her first, so before the local community called. So that's a challenge that we have.
Yeah, it's sad. I don't believe in discovery. I just believe in that they paid more attention to what she was doing than we did. I've always known of Mama Hlang, and her work, and I've always seen there's no trace throughout my life where there is no footprint of Mama Hlang's work in the background or on television or somewhere, you know what I mean? Which is very sad that we appreciate each other when we die or when we get recognized overseas. You see, I mean, Tuso's been acting here, not a single award. She does one little thing that side, and she gets awards. You see, so yeah, we live in a fucked up country.
That series was really amazing. Like for the sake of time, like can we take one more question?
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, okay, can go ahead.
I just wanted to ask, so what do you think about like the film and television industry in South Africa?
It's really fucked up. Number one, you don't tell talent to open up the industry. You don't tell producers to open up the industry. You tell channels. You tell, you know, your multi-choices. You tell your ETVs. You tell your SABCs, because I'm not going to say no to a job. And there's no way a producer is going to say no to somebody they enjoy working with. You know what I mean? So if you become a producer and you love working with Cast 1, 2, 3, you know, and they're always seen in your productions, although you have other people, for me, it's your production. That's your choice. So the onus is on is not on the talents. It's not on the production houses. It's on channel, you know. Channel needs to create more shows. They need to create more platforms for other producers to come through and start, you know, showcasing, you know, their storytelling as well, you know. So also, what was your question again?
What do you think about the industry?
Oh yes, yeah. Our industry at large is completely fucked up, guys. Because right now we have influencers, right? There's nothing wrong with influencers, but now influencers are somehow slowly taking, you know, or creeping into, you know, the acting industry. Not to say that some of them are not talented, but most of them they're not actors, you know. And very soon you'll be hearing some of them also becoming singers. You know what I mean? So the way that one of the reasons why I say that our industry in this country is so fucked up is that, number one, you have to be an arse licker, you know what I mean, in order to be recognized or loved, you know what I mean. And some of us are not here to be loved, and we are not here for awards, right? So there was a conversation that was going on in one of the, you know, arts group where somebody literally admitted to having co-cast, you know, and said, no, we're going to make this guy win, go one of the, you know, one of the SAFTA awards or whatever. And that guy won, and that guy is a terrible actor. Because I've been asking myself, how did this person win this award, you know? And so the truth finally came out, and look, I just kept quiet, I didn't say anything. But we live in an industry, or work for an industry, where people do favors, pay favors, you know, show me this, show me that, you know what I mean? So we've lost a heck of a lot in terms of being professional and being fair. Yeah, but I remember when I auditioned for Chesa, I went through the audition when everybody else was auditioning, and got a call back, and then I was called again to come and re-audition, and I get there and I ask why, and I'm told that no, the commissioning editor has put Khanyisi Limbao to play, you know, Venolia. And I said, but she was not there at the auditions, but she was there at the, you know, this callback where I'm being asked to re-audition. So I said roll tape, and I literally spoke to Channel through that tape. I did not re-audition. I told them exactly where to get off, because I believe that sometimes in order to gain respect, you don't have to threaten people in life. You know, you must just literally be honest. You know, and call a spade or bullshit. You know, so I basically literally told Channel exactly where to get off, and I'm sure that tape got to the commissioning editor, but not to Channel, right? Because the commissioning editor was the one that wanted Khanyisi Limbao, right? They were best friends, you see. So we can't be. I've watched so many law dramas and, you know, medical dramas where you just don't see that, even in an industry where like there's actors baba acting as lawyers, and you can literally get the feel of what is happening in that industry, and there's none of that bullshit. Chomi. No, man. I don't know. Maybe because our industry is not regulated, that's why they get away with it. And I think another bullshit story is that we're not regulated. That is why a lot of things are not, you know, going right. Like they're not we're not like as regulated as other industries are, you know. So I can make an example by our contracts. Our contracts are so free flowing that it's like a stipulated template from the government side as to say this is what actors should be like. Nobody really knows how much we need to be earning. because we're not regulated. I mean, I sit here as somebody who pays 25% tax from my salary, and if I do one commercial, you know, instead of my agency taking 10%, they will take 25 motherfucking percent. Yeah, but so it's little things like that, and why some of the extras, or rather background agencies are ripping people off is because we are not a regulated industry. You know, it's very, very high to get away with a lot of stealing, you know, fund stealing in our industry than any other industry, you know. So I think that if we get regulated, it might fix a few things, but not all of them. Yeah, not all of them.
Ma, what is this one thing that we don't know about you would like us to know? It's kind of not yet known.
I'm not telling you that shit. Oh, hell no. Oh, hell no. You'll be doing it, then you'll say, oh, Manaka, where are you? No, fuck ways.
No, thanks, Ma. I've just realized that I'm a big fan of yours on TikTok. I see you love making the
I'm
videos.
trying. When I have time. I'm so lazy on TikTok, I'm not gonna lie. Because it's a lot of work. It's a full-on production to be on TikTok. Yes, yeah. But I do love the space. It entertains me.
You can also sing. I saw the video which you are singing with Mrex. You are somewhere. There's this song. I don't know what is the name of the song.
I'm singing.
Yeah, you were wearing sneakers with Mrex. I saw it last night on YouTube with him. I don't know. Maybe it's a kind of a shop. There's this music that is playing and you are singing with him.
Remember.
And you were singing that music even after Mrex got done and. Like you continued singing on the music, so like you know you can sing very well. You can sing very well. Thanks a lot for making time to come and be with us. It means a lot to us. I know you have lot of important things you could be doing, so I don't take it lightly. I really appreciate from the bottom of my heart and the whole team that we are here with you, and I believe that even after uploading this video, many of us we gonna like continue learning, because when we rewatch and continue listening to what you were saying, we're gonna see things from a different perspective.
I hope so. I really hope so. I just try by all means to be honest. Yeah.
What are your last words, Ma?
Just go out there and do it, guys. Not only Nike can do it, hey, you can also do it. It's very important. Go do it for yourself. Make sure that when they lay that last stone on your grave, you've done it. You are done. You know, even if you died young, at least, you know, they did it. You know, they died young, but they did it at the end of the day, you know. So don't be scared. I'm also still telling myself that. Don't be scared, you know, because it's very scary to go out there and start fending for yourself, especially when you want to, you know, employ other kids. So yeah, just go out there and do it.
Thanks, Ma.
Yeah, wholeheartedly.
Enjoy your day.